Hello, welcome back to the Peter Joe podcast. Thank you for pressing play and supporting my pod. Today's episode is about suppressing your negative emotions, whether it is sadness, anger, doubt, angst, and so on and so forth. If it's a negative emotion of any kind, you need to just push that shit out of your brain space. I say this as if I'm an expert. I am not an expert at all, and I'm going through this with you. Anyone who has listened to my podcast so far will know that I'm going through a split and then even sharing a custody with my beautiful children. Us as parents are being amicable for the kids, and we both realize unselfishly that we're both great parents. I'm thankful for this because so many divorces and family splits lead to ugliness, and our kids don't deserve that at all. Like, they just don't deserve it. We're not going to do that to them. I've cried. I've doubted myself more times than I can count in the past week. Hell, the past year. I've been locked in a glass case of emotions. As it was very well put in Anchorman. One of my favorite comedies of all time, by the way. So I will use this past Friday as an example of when a sequence of events set me back for a little bit. I fought through it, and I tried to remain positive. So, to preface this story, I'm going to go back 3 months to a vulnerable and embarrassing event that happened in my life. Okay, so bear with me here. So let's go back 3 months. So 3 months ago, I had at the time a 2021 Jeep Renegade. Sorry, I had already been paying on this money-eating motherfucker for 2 years. My payment per month was unreal. Like, we were talking high sixes. Probably the dumbest fucking decision me and the wife at the time had made. We both agreed the 2 years previous that this was the vehicle for me. I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. Like, there was no drugs involved. We weren't under a spell. We weren't held at gunpoint and forced to sign the papers. We just decided that summer in 2021 that such a high payment was great, and fucking dandy. We were wrong, of course. So then 3 months ago, after saying I'm sick of drowning in this little Jeep toaster, I stopped making my payments. It was a decision on my part because you got to feed the kids, It was a beautiful vehicle. I loved it. It was making me drown in payments and debt. So I just said, fuck it. I'm not going to pay it anymore. Let him take it. So it was, in my mind, it was an easy decision at the time because I'll always choose my kids first. It's just part of being a parent. So what do you know? Mr. Grim Repo himself comes knocking and takes the Jeep away in the middle of the night. As embarrassing as this is to admit, I hate failure, but I knew it was coming. And like I said, it was probably a blessing in disguise. So fast forward back to today, this Friday. So it was October 6th, 2023, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so yesterday was a normal work day for me. I work across the street from our house in development. I walked to work since I haven't had time to save up for a vehicle yet. So I work my shift, just a regular day. Scheduled to leave at 5. I realize I have to stay late. So that negativity comes creeping in like a goddamn ninja in ballet shoes, like just creeps right into me. I think to myself, fine, I'm leaving late, whatever, it happens. I clock out at 5:40. I go to leave work. I approach the door and I see that it's fucking pouring outside. I'm talking like South Carolina, southern, just fucking moistening outside. Like, it's just bad. All right, so now that my negativity ninja starts metaphorically spreading open my butt cheeks and crawling up into my ass. This is metaphorically, so don't be gross. So I shiver as a negativity ninja enters my body. Metaphorically. So I'm contemplating. I'm standing at the door. I'm like, do I wait for the storm to end? It could be a fucking 1 to 2 hour thing. Like, I realize quickly, I don't want to wait. I just want to get home to my kids, see my kids, give them a hug, play with them, and just forget about the day. Anyway, so I put my big boy shoes on. And I start my half-mile journey home. Within 2 seconds, I'm regretting it. I'm soaked. I'm wetter than a window on a short bus. Like, I'm over it already. 2 seconds in. I could have power walked like a 70-year-old lady in the mall, but remember, I had a negativity ninja lodged in my basement door. That ninja's sitting in my ass nice and dry. So I did my Bluth walk of sadness. Head down, ninja in my ass. I walked the rest of the way home. I got to my house. I took my soaked shoes off. I wrote a frustrating post on Facebook about waving the white flag. I was just being a negative Nancy. I saw my kids, gave them a big hug, and I decided I needed the negativity ninja to go home. He crawled out of my ass, and just like that, poof, that ninja was gone, all right? The negativity was gone. I just tried to just push it out, you know what I mean? So like I said when I started this podcast, I wanted this podcast to be relatable. I want to feel vulnerable recording it and telling you all about my life. I want to help you guys out. I want you guys to help me. This is just one of those episodes I had to get off my chest because I had a shitty day. So I got home that Friday and I wrote the basis of this episode. I felt great afterwards. I just felt like I pushed it all out. I pushed the negativity ninja out of my ass when I got home. And that's what you need to do. Like, sometimes our jobs suck. Sometimes we just want to shit on our life because we're just having a bad day. We're having a bad week. We're having a bad month. We're having a bad year. But it gets better. As long as you believe it'll get better, it'll get better. Yeah, so this is a shorter episode. I'm going to start making, once I start actually doing the full episodes, which I'm hoping are a half hour to 45 minutes, I'm going to start, I think the first one I'm going to do is about the history of video games, because like I said on my first podcast, I'm a big dork. I love video games. Excuse me. I love the history of games. I love that when I was younger, I was playing Nintendo, and I thought, oh my God, these graphics are amazing. And then you see games today, and you're like, how does it get better from here? And I just love the whole progress of video gaming. So that's probably going to be my first major episode with a lot of information, a lot to take in. I'm going to have to do some research. But yeah. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this story of my Friday. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope it left you feeling entertained. I hope you laughed a little bit with me. As always, thank you for listening in. Please subscribe, like, follow. Follow me on whatever platform you're listening in on if you haven't already. If you are able to leave a comment or a rating, please do it as it helps the podcast. Oh, and the good news, this morning, I got accepted by Spotify. I got accepted by iTunes, Samsung, and one more podcast. I'll have to leave it in my notes. But so yeah, I'm on 6 major podcast apps now. So look for me. Just go into the search bar, type in Pita Joe Podcast, all caps, spaces between each word. Pita, space, Joe, space, podcast. Like I said, leave a rating, leave a like, follow me, subscribe. My goal is to get 1,000 downloads per month so I could start adding more stuff to my show, better equipment. I'm probably going to do a Patreon at some point once I research it. So you'll be able to donate to that. I'll be able to give you guys extra content if you're on my Patreon. Okay. So until you hear me next time, so long, and hope every day is a great day. Bye.